Okay, everyone. So, welcome to web-based masterclass on waste elimination via Kaizen Blitz. Mr. Vikas Bajaj would be the speaker today. So, Mr. Vikas, we can start now.
Hello, good morning. Myself Vikas Bajaj, and I am a senior counselor with CI Center of Excellence for Competitiveness for SMEs. As Himanshu told you, today we are here to have a few glimpse of few ideas about to how we can be competitive in this scenario where COVID has impacted our businesses to a large extent. And as you are aware, that COVID impact is so much that it will be felt for around few months from today onwards also. So we being at home, we must be aware as to how we should be able to cope up this impact in near future and make a plan for it right now. So this webinar on waste elimination will be able to help you out to get an idea as to how we can be competitive when we reopen after this impact this gets over, and how we'll be able to support our organizations to be more competitive and be able to offset this impact in immediate term. So starting with, we at Center of Excellence for Competitive SMEs, we are working only for SMEs to be more competitive. So today's first question is why we are doing business. As all business to generate money, to increase our profit, and to increase our growth of top line and bottom line. Also, with this, our owners, our entrepreneurs try to improve the living standards of employees and for themselves also. Just to remind you, if you have any query, any question in between the presentation, you have given the options to have a text me and your question. I will be able to help you out in by giving this answer. So enterprises to increase the profit and growth of top and bottom line, along with improving the living standards of the employees at society as such. So earlier that selling price was equal to cost and profit. So product we were manufacturing, our selling price was adding up our profit to the cost, and that was our selling price. But with the increase in competition, increase in the product that we are manufacturing, so many companies have been put up now. So the selling price is now no more decided by the seller. It is decided by the buyer. So the selling price is decided by market and leads to the actual moment of reducing cost, because now we are not able to decide as to how much price we will be able to get or demand from the market for our product we are manufacturing. So for example, if two companies are there, one is manufacturing this, both the companies are manufacturing the same product, but one may be having a cost of rupees 100 rupees as its actual cost, one may be having 120 rupees. So if a buyer is coming to both the companies to give the product for 110, so one of the company may be in a position to sell the product to the buyer, and other may be asking that, sorry, we are not in a position to sell the product at your cost because we are at a higher manufacturing cost. So the selling price is driving the market and also leading to a drive for actual moment of reduction of reduced cost. Now, first, before we move further, we need to have a clarity on what is process, what is operation, what is activity. So what is the difference between the three? As you are on a daily basis, three words on a regular basis, but the actual clarity of what is process, what is operation, what is activity will give you an idea as to how we will be able to offset our cost, reducing our cost by using these three terminologies. Then we see what is process, input to output. So input to output means is a process. It may be manufacturing of a glass, manufacturing of product, phone, anything you can say. So what is process? It's input to output. For every process, we perform a large number of operations. The operations may be 100, maybe 50, maybe 10, maybe 5. So one process is completed in a number of operations, and these operations may be carried out in a single room in a different capacities, whatever the case may be. And each operation is completed by an n number of activities. The process is input to output. Operation is a summation of process is summation of operations. There may be n number of operations to complete one process, and each operation may be carried out by moving a number of activities. For example, I want to have a if I want to drink water from a bottle, so what I do is I take up pick the bottle, open the cap, drink water, close the cap, and put it on the table back. So for a single operation of drinking of water, I do a 6x number of activities. Same is the case of a drilling also. If, for example, in drilling, what we do is we pick up the piece from the maybe some trolley, put up the piece on the vise, close the vise, use the handle to bring the drill down, drill the component, take the drill back to the original position, open the vise, put it in the next bin. So for doing a simple drilling operation, I need to do a large number of activities, and each activity is considered to be done in form of a 4 to 5 seconds of activity. When we say activities, now the further activities are divided into 3 parts. They are value-added activities, non-value-added activities, and non-value activities, but in a waste form. For example, I was telling you, for example, of a drilling machine. We have done 8 to 10 activities in a drilling of one component, but the actual impact or the actual activity which added value to the product was only one when the drilling operation was done in that component. Otherwise, all activities which I did, from picking up, putting up on wires, closing the wires, bringing the drilling down, these are all activities are NVA. But all NVAs are not waste. Some are essential also. For example, if we need to bind the product on a vise, that is an essential activity, although it's non-added. What is value added? Then I say value added activities are those for which a customer is paying to us, or which are very. So, for example, in the case of drilling machine, only one activity, that is when a drill enters the product and its drilling is carried out, that activity is value added. Otherwise, all activities are NVA. But also from those NVA, certain activities are essential. Essential means those activities without which value addition activities cannot be done. For example, if we want to hold the product in a vise, that value added activities needs to be done. Okay, so that is NVA activities. Now, effect of NVA activities. Though all activities which we do in a plant are divided into 3 forms, as I told you: value added, NVA based, and NVA auxiliary. So out of those NVA based activities which are actually taking our profit, and these activities need to be reduced or subsidized so that our profitability is maintained. So today's webinar is based on as to how we will be able to reduce these activities, reduce this waste activities, so that our profitability is maintained and we are able to offset the impact of COVID that is currently making a bigger impact or making a dig out of our profits. Before we move forward, one example or one figure I would like to quote to you, that Toyota Japan, which is a pioneer in improving their systems, improving their operation, in their processes, is still at a value of 55%. So their 55% activities are value added and others are still NVA. So you can assume as to how much opportunities we have with respect to removing of NVA activities from our system. So what we could see is that SMEs normally are at a level of 70 to 80% of NVA, and less than 20% of those activities they are performing in the plant are of value addition. So this much scope we are having to reduce our NPA and to improve our profitability by following the Kaizen approach, which we will be able to see in the subsequent slides. Now, first is concept of 3M. When we say 3M, 3M is a Japanese terminology which says first M is Muda, that is waste, then Muri, that is strain, and then is Mura, that is inconsistency or imbalance. Both these three of them M are interlinked. They cannot survive in individuality. So wherever there is Muda will be there, Muda or Muri or there. Where Mura is there, Muda and Muri always be there. So all three will be available in a plant. Whatever product they are manufacturing, 3M is always visible, but their variety or their ratio or their contribution may be varying from plant to plant. Have a brief understanding of what Muda, Muri and Mura means. Let's have an example. So for example, you want to transport 12 tons of material with a 4-ton capacity from one plant to another. I repeat, we have a truck or a lorry of a 4-ton capacity, and we wish to transport 12 tons of material, of which each is 1 ton, from one plant to another. So we have three options available. One is we transport 6-ton material in 2 trips. Okay, to make 2 trips carrying 6 ton at a time is Muri. That is, we have overburdened the lorry capacity, which was earlier 4 ton. We have put it in 6 ton. So that is an example of Muri. Muri means overburden or strain. Then there may be an option of sending 2 tons of material 6 trips through 6 trips. Then this is an example of a Muda or a waste, because our capacity was 4 ton, but we are using that lorry for transportation 2 tons of material at any given point of time. Now this is a classic example of what we see in our daily life. We may be having a truck of bigger capacity, but when we see that our customer is asking for material, or we are having a material in short supply, we send whatever is made available to us by the production department and to the customer. We don't see that at that time what is the capacity, how much we have to produce, whether it is getting lost or not. In some time we are able to send material by air also, by train also, because we need to fulfill our customer. So that itself is an example of Muda, wherein we are not able to utilize our capacity of logistics to a fullest. Then there may be a possibility that at given point of time we send 2 ton of material at one time, then 6 ton another second time, and third time 4 times. So this is a mixture of 2, that is Mura, unevenness, sometimes more, sometimes less. So this example of Mura is also seen at a given point of time. Now, what is the best example? Best case scenario. The best case scenario is 4 ton of material is sent in 3 trips, so there will be no Muda, no Muri, and no Mura. So sending 3 trips carrying it eliminates Muda, at the same time no causing Muri. Achieving such a balance in the company is one of the prime examples or prime aims of the TPS. So TPS, or Toyota Production System, always encourages employees to go for the elimination of 3M, so that waste is brought down, and also overburden of employees is not done at any given point of time. Now, what is Muda? Muda is operation of work plus Muda. We do a work, it increases value of production. But what Muda does is it increases cost of production. So we have to ensure that Muda is not evident or not placed in our system, so that our cost of production doesn't go up, and eventually it will not impact our profit, and eventually our bottom line and top line will be improved. Now, types of Muda. When we say Muda or waste, there are few types that are being devised. So I will discuss one by one. The first is T. T is Muda of transportation of Muda of conveyance. When we see in our plant, we see many people are moving from one place to another, and they are carrying products or dragging products or pulling the products from one station to another. Now, a question to be think is, if a person is moving one product from one place to another through lorry, to lifter, or any by any means, does that movement is adding any value to the product? No. The movement is not doing any favor on it, doesn't do any value addition to the product. So that means that activity is all a waste activity, and that waste activity will only add cost to our system and do no help to us. Neither the customer we are supplying product is giving us any cost with respect to transportation of material within the plant. You must be seeing many of the people who are moving product from one place to another. They are normally called as helpers. So if you go back to the plant and see what is the ratio of the people who are helpers and what are the ratio of the people who are operators, you will say 40% of the people are doing activities which are NVA, or these people are involved in moving product from one place to another, which can be avoided. Now the question arises is how to identify how much mula of conveyance or transportation is evident in the plant. The question is how to identify how much transportation is evident in our plant. For this, what we need to do is we have to identify our top selling items in terms of quantities. Once we identify the top selling items in terms of quantities, what we need to do is we have to identify and list down in the descending order. The top must on the top and the bottom must on the down. So what we need to do is we need to plot our machine layout on a paper and see as to how those products are moving inside the plant. What we can do is simple is we take a set of 12 colors of stretchers, and each component, the top selling component, may be provided a color coding of one type of color. So what we do is we will identify from start to end, from raw material stage to every stage, how the product is moving in the plant, and you will be able to see that how much meter movement is there in the plant when we say transportation of plant movement material is doing in the plant. So our task would be to identify how much meter movement of product is done in our plant of the top selling items, how much people are involved in this activity, and to improve this, what we need to do is we need to identify improvements in our plant wherein machine can be relayouted or the layout of the plant can be redefined, wherein the movement of material from one place to another is not done by man or machine. Because if the movement is done by man, then this involves a cost, and this cost is eating away your profit. The best way out is material transport from one station to another through air. Through air means the material is not being put in the trolley. It is either transported through chutes or from conveyor to conveyor basis. Also, the point is if the material is kept in a bin or a trolley, and again movement is done from trolley to one station to another, and the operator then picks up the material from that trolley, then also it's a waste, because what we have done is we have put material from VA station to NVA and then NVA to VA. So we have added 2 steps in between, in fact 3 steps in between, and these 3 steps of activities will be a waste of money. So I will show you an example as to how you can see. So this is the way define your product and see as to how material is in the plant. To make it simple, you scale out of the as to how many meter of material is moving from one station to another, and this will be the first improvement you can go through in your plant once the plant resumes, and see as to how much activities or plant activities are done through this transportation medium. If you may ask through WhatsApp or through this option. I will the second waste that is normally evident in a plant is I is stock. Now, the inventory is a very, you can say, soft issue that we see in our plants. Many of the plant people or the production engineers or managers are in the of the view that inventory is a boon, and some of them may say that it's a pain. Now, then the question arises: why do we keep inventory? Normally, but when we go to the plants and see, the question when we put them to the team, they say that inventory is required because we want to fulfill our customer demands as and when required. Good. When we say good, okay. And what's your delivery schedule adherence? They say 85%. In spite of keeping the inventory, companies are not able to fulfill customer demand because what is kept in the plant in the form of inventory is different, and what the customer is asking is different. So quality of inventory is also a factor when we say mode of inventory need to be constant. When we say inventory, term we are using in normal conditions is ITR. Many of you must be following this KPI of a plant. 20 turnover plant is a plant with a few in a year. Cost of sales upon unity of material plus WIP material cost of sales in a particular month upon inventory of raw material plus WIP plus FG as on date into 12. So for example, if you are having a sale of 1 crore in a plant and you are having a raw material cost of almost 65%, so material cost of sales in a particular month will be 65 lakhs because 65% of 60 cost 65 lakhs. Now coming to the denominator, inventory of raw material plus work in progress plus FG of that month is also, for example, 65 lakhs. So 65 lakhs by 65 lakhs into 12 means ITR ratio is 12. That means our rotation of money in a year is 12 times, or we can say, in other words, our average inventory in a plant is of 1 month. The more the ITR, the more is the better for the plant to have a profit. For example, you must be seeing in the evening when we go to the market, the fruit sellers or the vegetable sellers, they reduce the rate of the products so that whatever the investment they have done in the morning, they are able to redeem in the evening, so that their turn of money or the cash flow remains positive. So this cash flow will help you improve profit and going for more investment and more productivity and more sale. So the number of turns we are using or going in for in terms of inventory turnover, it is better that it will be able to give you more profits. So coming back, when we say mode of inventory, so we have to consider what is our ITR. ITR, as I told you, it's a ratio which suggests as to how much our money is moving in a particular year, how many times the movement of money is there in the cash flow in a year. 12 ITR means 12 times in a year, times it means once in a month. 24 ITR means 24 times rotation of money in 12 months, or average inventory is 15 days. And if the ITR is 6, that means our inventory is 2 months. So this inventory is need to be checked at an audit. The inventory cost we are incurring to be is brought down to lower level. So to the plants, lockdown gets over. Inventory will be a major issue because all of the manufacturers or the entrepreneurs may be having a cash crunch. In a major, we need to level change over time so that inventory is kept at lower level. The third option, the third waste which we see is mode of operations or mode of motion. Motion suggests that our operator is moving from its place to do other works, and during that movement the machine is stuck up, machine is kept idle, and that waste is copied to the. So what we need to do is we have to ensure that our operator is not during the operation of machine. What we normally is operator to touch the or leave the FG material. So this motion causes loss. Also, when we go to a shop floor and we see normally the activity is going in the shop floor, we don't find any issue with the motion of operator because we have been used to this type of system. So what we go back to the company after this for a videography of all and see that each operator what he is doing, how many activities he is doing, out of those how many motion or movement he is carrying out, and out of those motion or movement how many motion or value to how meters due to this motion, and that motion loss in seconds of movement can be example of in Gurgaon, that is Maruti Udyog Limited. For the past 3 years, Maruti is working on a concept called one-step reduction. One-step reduction means for every employee, they have done videography, they have done study. Each operator, how many steps he is moving, how much motion he is doing in his workplace. They have, and for last 3 years, their movement, what they are doing is they are ensuring that they have to reduce the step taken by operator during his work. Each step reduction will give you a 1 second of improvement of his productivity. So that motion reduction will be given in inversely proportional to production improvement, and you will be able to see the change if you do the videography of operators, that how much money or time is in motion, and that can be converted into productivity. The next way what we see normally is waiting. When we say waiting, waiting can be of man, machine, material, method, anything. Normally you see in the first 1 hour of production, okay. Now when we see, we go for a hourly production monitoring of our production, we see that for first hour, the production what we observe in our monitoring sheet is normally 40 to 50% of what is observed in subsequent hours. That initially 1 hour that we see is in waiting for the operator to come and start operation, or operator is ready, machine is ready, but raw material is not available, or operator is available, raw material is available, machine is not available, or the 3 of them are available, but what to produce, how much to produce is not evident. So waiting in any form will be a loss to the company. Also what we see is, if we go for an hourly production of monitoring of our plant, we see that there is a huge gap between minimum and maximum production done at a given point of time. For example, our target is of 100 pieces per hour. Okay. During the first hour, you will see the production is 40 to 50 pieces. Next hour, you will see 80 pieces. Then you will see 100 pieces. Then you will see 120 pieces. So this duration of gap or the width is too much to cause a loss to the company. Ideally, whatever target we have set, plus minus 3% of the target should be the production, actual production that should be taking place in any given point of time. So if you are given a target of 100 pieces, 97 to 103 should be the range in which the production should be done in at any given hour. That is not happening means there is some issue that need to be addressed, and that issue may be waiting of man, waiting of material, waiting of method, or waiting of machine, whatever the case may be. But waiting in any case will be a loss to the company to be at the immediate basis. Now, mode of operation. Mode of operation, that means whatever we are doing in our product, those activities are done in excess of what customer is paying to us. So we will be doing extra efforts or extra operations. Not those operations we are doing are in man or operation machine cost or electricity cost, whatever the case may be. For example, sometimes what we do is during a stamping operation, we see burr coming on the parts. When we see burr, normally we assume that burr is an integral part of system. It may be coming, and that may be eliminated or reduced by doing a subsequent operation of buffing on the product. But the question arises: do customer pay to do buffing on the product? No. Customer only asks that I want a product that is burr free, and that needs to be done in the operation level and any buffing on the part. Our internal issues to quality of our machine or quality of product or quality of our maintenance staff or skill of maintenance staff, the operation we do stamping is causing burr. And what we do is normally Ladka will be doing the buffing operation full day. So after few days, what we see 2, 3, 4 people are engaged into this activity, and finally a stage comes when there is a station is created, and the station is called buffing station, wherein people are involved in doing buffing activities, and there will be 2, 3, 4. Also, a compressed air we are using, that is also taken into consideration, and the buffing wheel also is getting wasted or used. So operation is becoming bigger and bigger in the company as we go by. Also, sometimes we'll see that some of the operations we are doing just to ensure that customer is not getting defective products. Okay. Instead of going in for improvement in the system operation level itself only, what we do is we go in for addition of operations or stations. Stations are desired by the customer. Customer only asks for a good quality product at a given cost. But these operations are added, and subsequently our cost goes up and up, up and up, and we are at a stage our cost of production. When then we go for the customer, sir, हमारे से नहीं बन पा रहा, we are losing in this product because अब बहुत कुछ बढ़ गया. And we normally see so many examples wherein the suppliers going to the customers, sir, we are not able to sustain in this type of cost or in such cost. Please go for a loss operation. And customers blankly says, no, we cannot give you an addition of cost. If you want to continue, continue. Otherwise, we'll give to some other company. And then some other companies normally give to them at a cost that is 2%, 3% lower than the cost what you are supplying to the customer. So this extra operation that we are doing is actually causing a loss to the customer company. And what we need to see is, after going back, is how many operations we are doing additional in the company which needs to be eliminated or reduced so that profitability is remains intact. For this, you need to do is go for a check whether initially the operations were part of the process or not, and if these operations were added later on, then why these operations need to continue for such long, and why don't we go for an improvement in our system so that these operations are eliminated and we are back to the starting phase where our process had a limited number of operations. The next waste what we see is muda of production. Now, many of the companies who are into lockdown right now may be having a product that are perishable. Perishable means those products have a sustainable shelf life of maybe 15 days, 12 days, 10 days, I don't know. Or some of the product may be such that may be getting rusty if the moisture is there in the plant. So what we did is we did overproduction, assuming that whatever we produce will be taken by the customers, and eventually we will be able to have a good position when there is some issue will be there. But you never know what happens tomorrow. So overproduction may sometimes be a risk for us also. Also, we assume that customer will be taking whatever we are producing, and that production or the customer sometimes abruptly says now we are changing for a going for a new product, or doing some design change in this system product, so we don't need that product we were supplying earlier. And finally what happens is all the products which we have produced in excess of what was desired by the customer, those are kept lying in our stores or plants. So whenever we go to the plant for our some assignment, what we do is we ask them to go for a red tagging, and during the red tagging what we see is 30 to 40% of the red tagging activities. What we do is we see the products which are mentioned in the red tagging sheet are those products which produced in excess of what, and finally when the customer reduced the demand or denied to take the product, those products were at the system level itself only, and those products were sold at a cost 1/10 or 1/5 of the cost which was earlier actual cost was. So this overproduction is a, you can say, a biggest waste what we see normally in the plant. But the people who are working in the plant sometimes assume that overproduction will be helpful for them in the time of emergencies. Now, one thing I would like to add, that whatever inventory we build up in a plant is only because we assume inventory will be the savior for us. Savior means whenever there is some discrepancy, there is some disturbance in the plant, this inventory will be able to help us to supply to our customers. For example, if we are building our inventory so that if any machine goes down, then also we can make or supply product to the customer. So what we are assuming is for every problem the company is having, the solution is inventory. If our maintenance staff is ill-equipped, then also inventory is required. If our absenteeism is high every time, or our team is not coming regularly to the plants, then also inventory is required, because kya pata kal koi aaye na aaye, chutti na kar jaye, to inventory rakh lo. So what we see is for every solution problem, the only solution the company or the management thinks is keep inventory. And this may be a headache for the plant, that you may be facing losses of crores of rupees because of this inventory itself only. Also, the production manager, production engineers normally feel that will be helpful to them if the customer is asking 1,000 pieces, and we have a changeover time of 1 hour. So what 5,000 bana lo, and we will be able to give them for 5 subsequent months. And after 2 months, the company or the customer says that we are going for a change in product, so we don't require further products, but you have a 3,000 inventory with you, and that 3,000 inventory is left as a red inventory or dead stock. So production should always be avoided. The next waste that is normally seen in a plant is muda production of inferior goods. Now when we say inferior goods, we normally suggest first time right. If we are producing anything first time right, that is okay. Otherwise, all products we are manufacturing other than that are inferior goods. So whenever you go for a calculation of reaction in your plant, ppm reaction, what we say is जो reaction में चला गया that is only ppm. But we suggest is whatever rework you are doing and plus whatever reaction is a plant, that is altogether all is reaction, because rework is also causing heavy cost. A typical example I would like to share with you. Sometimes we go to a plant that is into casting manufacturing, casting molding product. When we say कि आपका रिएक्शन कितना है, तो इससे सब रिएक्शन कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Whatever is rejected, we again reuse the product in the form of granules and again reuse the raw material. तो रिएक्शन हमारा कुछ नहीं होता. And this is the biggest, you can say, process causing improvement in the system, because whatever product you have made, again you are trying to regrind it, again using it as a cost. So if you go for a cost of regrinding also, maybe 2% used, but motor is used to regrind the product or go for grinding. So this all is a cost. Every is in a plant is put into a cost form, then only improvement. For example, if we say cost of poor quality, okay, when we say cost of poor quality, so everything that is going into the cost of improving the product or regrinding or buffing or whatever the case may be, if we start calculating on a monthly basis, the figure will be such a big amount that all in the plant will be able to see that this such amount of wastage we are doing in the plant and we are not even aware, because what we say to the customer or to the employees, sit much ppm. If we say this much lakh rupees of product has been rejected this year or this month, then the lakhs and ppm has a huge difference. Employees understand the language of, so you have to tell them that this much of rupees have been lost in this month to the severity of will be to the improved system, and then you react to the wastage we have now. Now, out of this waste, steps have been discussed. One waste listed, but normally evident in all plants, is waste of talent. Waste of talent means a person may be talented, but he is not, maybe a task that or caliber. That waste of talent is normally seen in all the plants, wherein a person is asked to do a process. He may people such a plant system who are under. So we need to show that these people are properly utilized. Types of form. Input. Translation, I for inventory, M for W for waiting. Hello. ठीक है, ठीक है. we need to ensure that the 8 type of waste we normally suggest is or waste of talent that needs to be addressed, and that waste of talent of the caliber of the people who are working in the plant needs to be utilized fully, so that plant also moves towards a profitability, and also the people who are working are also motivated to perform and contribute to the improvement process.
Hello, yeah, am I audible? Hello, hello everyone.
Yes, you are.
Hello.
Yes, Himanshu, you are.
Wait, so Vikas sir is coming online.
Yeah. स्क्रीन ही मूव कर रही है अभी क्या?
हाँ.
Himanshu, shall I start?
So we can start. We can start, sir.
So what we say is not only the movement of operator from the station itself. Also, the operator is working in a sitting position. Also, that is also all waste. Many of the times we see that operators are sitting on the floor, on the table, on or the bench, doing assembly work. So what we need to ensure is that all operators should work in a standing position, because they not only affect productivity but also safety of the operators. So what there is that study done that if a working in a sitting position and again position, so there is maybe a jump of around 8 to 10% of productivity improvement. So we have to ensure that all our operators are working in a standing position. Also, turning around, walking, lying down, bending, choosing, searching, these all types of movement of operators should be avoided. And this will be see or detect when we go for a video. So the key is you go for a copy. After that videography, what we in the subsequent slides. Hello. Good thing. Now the next is, now Mura means unevenness. So Mura also add cost to our system. For example of a Mura is what I was telling you earlier also, that if we have a variation in production in on hourly basis, that is also example of unevenness. Because suggested 100 pieces, maximum variation should be plus minus 3, that 97 to 103 time. So that variation, that means if the production is going at 130, 140 per hour, so that itself suggests that our target of 100 is wrong. Or if the production is going at a 50, 60 rate, that means man machine material is not free. Mura is a cause of concern for every organization. So we need to, another example of Mura may be that we are having 6 for an assembly line. So what we do is, when we say variation, the variation may be also because 8 to 10 people are sitting in the people, 2 people or 3 people are, when this that you can have 5 to 6 people also. What will happen is 8 people will be working in the same pace of those people who are killed. So this is another example of this is done in the plant. And we that people in the plant maybe are is also, so all these need to be checked, that how much time each operator will be with respect to a working of 8 hours. Now Spree also add say string, same man that because of low employee morale. So when we say low employee morale, another factor what we need to consider to improve after this system or this lockdown gets over is to measure as to how much employee we how of our employees are involved in our improvement process. Okay, because until unless our employees are involved, we cannot improve. So one of the factors need to be checked once the system resumes is how employed or now these three types of waste that I discussed Muda, are defined in different ways, and company is defined at different tasks. For example, that is waste need to be identified and removal of Muda is the prime responsibility of operator and whatever the waste आप बताना ठीक है ठीक So what I was saying is three different hierarchy we are existing in the plant: lower middle management, middle management, and top management. So Muda or the waste is the responsibility of lower management. Lower management means people who are actually working on the shop floor. They may be supervisors, they may be operators, and those operators and supervisors need to identify waste in the plant, and those waste should be eliminated with the support of middle and top management. So identification of Muda or wastage is the responsibility of lower management, and they may be seeking support of middle management or top management to remove those waste. Muda or unevenness is the responsibility of middle management. Middle management means those people who are into management level, for example, HOD, plant level, section head. They need to identify as to why there is a difference in production in hourly basis. They need to identify why there is a gap between skill set of different set of people, and if that skill set is having a gap, then what impact they are having on the productivity. Also, they need to identify that none of the section or areas should be such where there is less work given to any set of people and there is more excess work given to any set of people. So the more removal of Muda, unevenness, is the responsibility of middle management. They may be just seeking the support of middle and lower management or top management to remove Muda, but responsibility lies with the middle management. When it comes to Muri is the responsibility of top management to remove. They may be seeking support from middle and lower management. When we say Muri, for example, if an operator reports that he is not having proper infrastructure of light or air at his workstation. So that means he is having strain. So that strain needs to be removed by middle and lower management by support of top management. The top management is the only authority in the plant who will be support or will be helping out to remove strain. So strain removal is a top management responsibility. So I'll come up again. Muda or waste is the responsibility of lower management. Mura or unevenness is the responsibility of middle management. And Muri or strain is the responsibility of top management. When we say Muri, the top management should always have a one-to-one interaction with 8 to 10 set of people or operators in their plant and seek their inputs with respect to strain or Muri in the plant. This will also help improving total employee involvement of the plant and will help you increase productivity, which we always suggest that employee morale will be only factor which will be helping you to improve productivity. Otherwise, your all effort will be subsidized or downtraded if employees are not involved. This is an example, a common example we see in our systems. Operator is working on the floor in a strained position and working. So these few examples that I am sharing to you is a common examples, and we can see in many companies as such examples. So if you are wanting that this operator should be working on 90% efficiency or 85% efficiency in the plant and should be able to give the full productivity you're expecting, then you need to ensure that he is not in a strain and his proper posture or proper work system is designed so that he can work effectively in the plant. Now I would like to show a video to you. Okay, and this video I will be running for around 2 minutes again and again for you to understand.
Vikas sir, this video is lagging little bit.
Andy,
It is lagging sir. थोड़ा सा problem हो रहा है video में.
now you must have seen this video. The question arises how to identify 3M in the plant. When we say we have seen what are the waste in the plant, what is Mura, what is Muda, what is Muri, the question next arises how to identify 3M or how to identify areas of improvement wherein we can improve to improve our productivity, quality, cost. What do you think? Start with the implementation of 5S. So first area we need to support or focus is implement 5S. This will help you in distinguishing the waste from the sellable job or value-added activities. Then we can go for visual study, time study, or motion study through videography is the best example where we will be helping us to identify waste in the plant. Now you must be seeing on the sheet, you have seen a sheet is shown. This sheet is called operation analysis sheet. In this sheet, the first left corner shows operation description, then its operator name, then its product name, and date of movie taken. So what we need to do is we need to do a videography, and in this sheet fill up the columns that are mentioned. So first we will mention what are the operation description we have done the videography for, who was the operator, what was the product being manufactured, and when was this date of movie taken. So after this, what we need to do is identify activity in that video, and each activity may be of 1 second, 2 seconds. The smaller the size, the better it is. So we'll identify activities of in that video during 1 cycle completion of that product and list down here. The next item shows start time, HMS. H means hour, minute, and second. Next is end time, hour, minute, and second. So for each activity, how much time is taken, that we have to list it down here. Okay. For each activity, we have to do is we have to start writing the name. HMS means 000, and time maybe for example 002. So for that first activity, we need 2 seconds. The second activity will start after the first activity gets over. So the end time for the first activity will be the start time for the second activity. Similarly, the end time of second activity will be the start time for the third activity. So we have to note down each activity how much time is taken in seconds. Once this activity are downloaded or written on this paper, the next column says nature of activity. So what we have to do is, for example, first activity, we have to identify VA. VA means validation activity. Is this activity validation? If yes, so we'll put it tick over in this column. If it's no, then we move to second column, NVA and NVW. NVA means activity is non-value added, but it's auxiliary. Auxiliary means supporting activity. If this activity is supporting, then we say NVA. Otherwise, we move to next option, that is NVA W. W means waste. So this activity is NVA waste. I will tell you. Now this is the sheet that I have filled up for this video. Are you able to see? So what I have written is the first activity done by that man was move to trolley. So activity started at 000 and ended at 002. The time taken to first activity was 2 seconds. Now this activity is not validation because moving to trolley is doing no addition to value to the product. So it's not VA. Next activity I have put up question is this activity NVA auxiliary, or without this activity work cannot be done? So I said no, it can be done. So I put up a yellow mark on the NVAW. NVAW means this activity is NVA waste, यानी नॉन वैलिड एक्टिविटी है और ये वेस्ट फॉर्म की है. Second activity done by the man was take part out. So what you can see, first activity started ended at 002. So second activity started at 002 seconds exactly and ended in the 1 second. Now take part out. Take part out means it's not validation because taking part out doesn't add value to the product. The second option available with us is NVA auxiliary. Yes, without taking part out, we cannot do the activity. So that activity is auxiliary because until unless we take the part out, we cannot do the activity on the product. So that we have marked as NVA A in a yellow form. Okay, then carry part to table. That means you have put the part onto the table and put it over there. So these two activities can be avoided if we put the part straight to the machine. So all this activity one by one we have taken and put it in the category of VA, NVA auxiliary and NVA W. Now our main focus should be the third column, that is NVA waste, because we cannot do anything with respect to VA, NVA A. So we need to focus on NVA W. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 activities are such activities which need to be removed or taken care for this improvement process. So we'll do this activity one by one. Now, when we say we need to remove these activities or eliminate this activity, we have 4 options available. 4 options are E, C, R, S. To eliminate or remove this NVAW, any plant, any operation, any process had only 4 options available with this. It is E, C, R, S. The first is E. E stands for eliminate. Eliminate means if you see that activity is waste activity, the first option should be tried for is to remove that activity or eliminate that activity. That means हमें वो काम करना ही नहीं है. We need to ensure that that activity we are doing which is waste, we have to eliminate. If this activity can be eliminated, then the first option is E. If elimination is not possible, the second option is C. C means combine. Combines means we need to combine 2 activities so that one of the activities can be reduced and combination of 2 will be always less than the individual ones. So हमने कोशिश क्या करनी है, दोनों activities को combine करने की. But that is also not possible. Then the third option we should go for is R. R suggests remove or reduce. Reduce means जितना भी कर रहे थे, जो भी गलतियां कर रहे थे, उस गलती को हमें कम करना है. And if that is also not possible, the last option we should have is simplify. Simplify means काम को आसान कर दो. अगर ना कम कर सकते हो, ना reduce कर सकते हो, ना combine कर सकते हो, that means you need to go for is simplification. I will take one by one examples also. Now, for example, we have a layout wherein people are moving from one place to another and carrying products or moving, doing the transportation activities. Our first question would be, can we eliminate transportation? If yes, we can go for chute, we can go for conveyor, so that transportation of material by man is eliminated. Second option is, can we combine? If possible, yes, go for it. Third option is reduce. For example, if we are moving around 100 meters, movement is done for each product. If we cannot remove, we cannot eliminate, we cannot combine, what we can do is reduce. So the option would be, instead of 100 meters of movement, after improvement, we go for 30 meters of improvement, movement. So what we have done is, out of 100 meter movement, 70 meter movement we have reduced, and still remaining is 30 meters. So that is also option available with us to reduce the activity or NVA waste we are doing in the system. Last is simplify. If you want to do something which is easy to do manually, go for system LCA automation, so that your work is simplified and it can be done in a faster way, easier way, or safety way. Now coming back to the same example which I was mentioning, the first activity he was doing is move to trolley. Move to trolley means he was moving one step toward trolley to pick up the parts. Now going by the idea, the first option we are having is eliminate. So what we need to think is how we can eliminate his one step movement. So we have two options available. Either we move the machine to the trolley or bring the trolley near to the man. So that is possible to eliminate. That means that 1 second or 2 seconds that man is taking to move to trolley can be saved. So if we are having 15 seconds of cycle time of that man and we remove 1 second, how much is that saving? Almost 8%. So we have, by removing only 1 second of his cycle time or reducing 1 second of cycle time, we have inversely improved our productivity by 8%. So these are the few ways wherein we can see that if we go for example of 1 second reduction of 2 second reduction and go by one activity, review one by one activity and see how we can eliminate, how we can combine, how we can reduce, or how we can simplify, then we will see if we move 3 seconds out of 15 seconds, that means we have done our activity of 20% reduction of our cycle time. and which will impact our 20% productivity. And this is only possible if we go through videography and go to this operation analysis sheet, where we can see that this sheet will be able to support us and help us to identify activities one by one of each second activity, and help us to see whether which activity is actually required, which is not required, and which is auxiliary. Our focus will be to identify those activities which are not required, and if we can remove 3-4 activities in our system of this component, then our work is done. Also, if we can go through videography and identify how much the man or a machine or our operator is bending, moving, that will also help us to identify areas of improvement wherein we can see how much cycle time we can save. In this example also, which I was showing to you, the company which did this example, this activity, they were able to save around 35% of their time by removing the unnecessary, unwanted activities out of the cycle time, and they were able to reduce the cycle time by 35%. It means 35% productivity is up if our unnecessary activities are being removed. And all this improvement which we do of removing of NVA waste out of the system, out of the process, out of the operations, that are actually Kaizens or improvements. Another example I would like to share of simplification is, you must be seeing in your plants, in your homes also. Earlier, there used to be a person who used to come to cut the bars with the help of hammer and chisel. But now a person comes with a machine, he is doing the activity, same activity, twice the speed and individually rather than going by 2 people. So what he has done is he has simplified his activity. So we need to identify areas also wherein if we cannot remove the activities, we cannot eliminate activities, we cannot combine activities, we can do is simplify those activities and go for the reduction in cycle time, which will eventually give us the productivity more. One thing I would like to again come back to, when we say 7 types of waste we have identified, what we need to do is, when we give a training to our employees, our operators or our engineers in the plant, what we need to do is we need to give them a sheet, a blank sheet, wherein in front of each type of waste, what they could identify in the plant, they should write it down. For example, in front of tea, they should be able to write down how much tea, quantify, so that will be helpful in bringing the people awareness to a next level as to how much transportation they are doing in the plant. In the same way, inventory we need to identify in the form of red, green, gray form of inventory. Red inventory means wherein they are into non-usable form. Green inventory means which are into usable form in the few days only or 1 week itself only, and more than 7 days is the form of gray inventory. So what if we can do and quantify everything in the measurable form, then that will be helpful in removing the waste also, and also will be able to help you out to identify waste and go in for accurate measurement and accurate solution for them. Otherwise, if we go for a vague statement or general statement, then that activity will not be able to complete. If you are saying waiting also we should be able to quantify how much waiting, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. so that 7 can be converted to 3, 2, 1, 5, whatever the case may be. But if you say people are waiting, then that without quantification, that improvement will not be happening, or if improvement does happen, we will never be able to reap the benefits as to how much improvement we have done. So that needs to be further defined. Till now, whatever I have explained, do you have any queries, questions? You may please ask, and I will be able to give a further to it.
You all can type in the question in chat or in the questions which is available on your screen, which will be visible on your screen. Any questions? Okay.
You
So,
may please
Vikasa,
write your.
Vikasa, I guess we can proceed, sir.
Okay. Now, when we say we have identified the waste in the system, the next question is how to eliminate. In the previous 2-3 slides, what I was suggesting to you is how to identify waste through this sheet, that is operation analysis sheet. So this operation analysis sheet will be able to help you identify waste out of the system. And the ideas may be ECRS, that is eliminate, combine, reduce, or simplify. And once this idea generated, then the next step is to go for a Kaizen. Now, what is Kaizen? Kaizen is a Japanese technology which suggests change for the betterment or continual improvement. You must be aware, having a fair idea what is Kaizen is. Now, my only input to you is how to identify Kaizen ability. When we are talking to the companies, they are having a good session policy in place. They have a good team of people available with them, but the number of Kaizens being implemented or the number of Kaizen being generated are too low. Ideally, the system says that for each employee in the company, working in the company, the number of Kaizen should be 1. For example, if there are 100 employees working in a company, the number of Kaizens generated should be minimum 100, which comes up to be 1 Kaizen per person per month. Okay, but many of the companies are facing a difficulty into identifying of Kaizens. As to how much Kaizens and how to identify Kaizens, this is the biggest concern for them. So I will take you through a 5 minutes journey as to how we can identify Kaizens through that same video which I was showing to you. First step, as I told you, is make video. The first step to improvement, going for improvement, is make video of operations. Second step would be break down operations into activities. So activity we have defined as 3 forms of activities. One is value addition, and the second one is value addition, non-value addition auxiliary, and third one is non-value addition waste. So after going through the videography, you have to define the activities into 3 forms. Now, for the same example, I was telling you, we have put down the activities into this form. Now, the next question is, आइडेंटिफाई वर्ब इन एक्टिविटी. वर्ब इज क्रिया, हिंदी में बोलते हैं वर्ब को क्रिया. व्हाट वी हैव टू डू इज आइडेंटिफाई वर्ब इन ईच एक्टिविटी. So in your screen you must be seeing there are 6 photographs of the same video which I showed to you. So in the first photograph you see it is written move to trolley for parts, that is first activity. Second activity is take part out. Third one is carry to table. Fourth is placed on table. Fifth is pick bush from back and align bush in parts. So you can see in the photograph whatever written is in the activity written is we have highlighted verb in the form of red. So first activity is move to trolley, so we have highlighted move, it is verb in this activity. Second activity the verb is take, it is highlighted in form of red. Then is carry, then place, then pick. So what you have to do is for each activity you have to highlight verb or identify verb in each activity and write it down in this format. So subsequent activity also carry, place, reach, waiting, reach, take. So these all activities we have identified and identify verb out of those, and those verb have been highlighted in the form of red. Now for doing improvement what we need to do is reverse verb in each activity. तो जो क्रिया आपने आइडेंटिफाई करी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रेड उसको आपको उल्टा करना है. उल्टा इन द सेंस where it is written move to trolley, against move ulta क्या हुआ fix. So we have written it move to against fix. Take part out, no take. Carry, no carry. Place, no place. Pick, no pick. Align, no align. So whatever activity he was doing, what you have suggested is it should be reversed. So first was move to trolley for parts. Reverse would be he doesn't have to move, he need to be stationed at a fixed position. Part should be in such a position that he should be able to pick it from its own location itself only. Take part out, no carry, carry, no carry. So these reverse verb we have identified in each of the photographs for all 15 activities. Carry, no carry, align, reach, no reach, working, waiting, no waiting, everything. Now how to generate Kaizens around each reverse verb? This is the question. The idea is before it was carry part to table, now it's the after is no carry to the table, carry to part to machine bench. What he will be able to do is he will be taking the part straight to the machine bench. Waiting during machine operation, instead of waiting, part placement during machine operation, he is actively. So what we have done is we have identified around 7 to 8 waste activities out of this first video and try to remove one by one through improvement through Kaizen through this video. And finally what we could see is this is the final video. Earlier the same operation was done in a 15-second cycle time. Now that it is being done in 8-second cycle time. So around 40% of cycle time has been reduced by doing the Kaizens with respect to reversal of verbs. So again I will sum up how to identify Kaizens. First is make video of each operation. Make sure that each and every operator what is working in the plant, we have to make video of each and every person. If there are 2 shifts in the plant, then we have to make video of 2 persons on the same machine itself only, because every person work is in their own way. It's not necessary if we have taken a video of 1 person, another person will be doing the same activity in the same formation only. So we have to make a video of both the persons if we are working in 2 different shifts. After making a video, Break down operations into activities. Activities may be VA, NVA, NVW. Then identify verb in each activity. Verb means क्रिया. तो आपकी जो भी एक्टिविटी उस लड़के ने की उसको we have to identify verb. In this example, move, take, carry, place, pick are the verbs we have identified. Once the verbs have been identified, we have to what to do is plan for reversal of verb on each activity. So plan reversal means move to fix, carry to take, no carry, place to no place, pick to no pick. Waiting for machine operation, it's working. So when we say he was waiting for a machine to work, we have to ensure that he is working in that during that time also. We normally see in the companies wherein machining is being carried out, the operator is standing till the machine is working and he is looking at the machines. So this is an example of a waiting, wherein machines are working and the operator is just looking at the machine that machine is working or not. So we have to ensure that each and every activity that operator is doing need to be balanced with the machine operation. So in other words, man-machine balance should be there so that waiting of operator is not there when the machine is working. Also, multi-machine concept can be used wherein cycle time of 3 machines can be merged so that each operator is running 3 machines. So these are few examples which we can think of when we say we need to eliminate waiting of the operators. Also, operator also sometimes need to be trained or upgraded with respect to skill also. Skill level of operator is also one of the concern which need to be addressed when we say we need to go for a waste elimination activity in the plant. Also, once we have done a review of activity or identify waste in that operation, it's not necessary that work is completed. There may be further some activities. So after one video is made, improvements are done, the second video is next recipe for us to go for further improvements. So this activity of videography should not be limited to one time only. Every time you go for videography, you will find something or other improvement possible, which is normally not possible in case of when we go for a plant round with the naked eyes. Because once we are in the plant, and after a few days of working in the plant, our capability to identify abnormalities goes down. So that abnormality can be further identified or our capability to identify abnormalities can be further enhanced by this method of videography. Any question, please? If you have any query, any questions, any doubt, please, you may ask through that option given to you. Mr. Arpit Goel has asked a question. Once we make the improved process, what is the best way to implement across all workers and shift? The best way out is that you the process which you have improved, okay, to make the same level of improvement possible, you have to go for the same process method again, videography of that process, make improvement, go for improvements, take another video, then identify another abnormalities, and this process should continue. Because I was telling you earlier also that if there are 2 persons coming in 2 different shifts, okay, then also it's a possibility that if you are doing videography of 1 person and go for a videography of second person, there may be difference. So both the person will be helping you to improve the process. Mr. Ganesh has put a question. In most of the operations, it is a chain of operations. Yeah, it's a chain of operations, so you have to go for videography of all the operations, not only one. In most of the operations you are suggesting, na, so for every operation you have to go for a videography, and on that videography you have to identify activities in each operation, and there will be individual improvements in each operations. So once you go for improvement in all the operations, you will see the change in the cycle time of each operations only. This is the case of only identification of waste in terms of input. When we say there are different operations, there may be possibility that two operations having a different cycle time. Then you have to go for a line balancing concept, which is also one of the tools to improve. Helpers are involved. Mr. Ganesh has asked, helpers are involved, synchronizing will be a problem. Look, what we normally do is we go for a study of the process with a person who is skilled. Okay, there may be a possibility that there may be a change of manpower on regular basis, and your person who is coming on daily basis may not be able to achieve the cycle time or time what we have actually performed. But we need to ensure that whosoever is a skilled person, we have to make videos of that person, and on that basis only cycle time should be revised. Also, sometimes it happens that the SOPs which we are following or SOPs which we have given to the operators is also not okay. So we need to also see whether the SOPs are defined or not. No, Mr. Senthil has asked, mode of operation means the quantity produced more than the requirement or the quantity produced more than the target given period. No, the first answer is right. The mode of operation means the quantity produced more than the requirement. More than the requirement means if the customer is asking for 100 pieces, then you should always produce 100 only. If you have a tendency, for example, one of the cases I would like to share, in leather industry, they have a SOP that if the order is of 1,000 pairs, they will produce 3% extra. So that means against 1,000, they will be issuing raw material of 3% extra pairs. So this 3% they have calculated on the period of experience or a period of time. So what we need to do is from 3 to 2.8, 2.7, 2.5 to slowly we need to bring it down at a down level, so that once we are at a lower level, then we need to identify areas of improvement. That will help us to identify gaps where we are going for rejections or areas of improvement. Otherwise, 3% if you are giving on a random basis for every order, then you will not be able to identify where the gap is. To identify gap, we need to have a squeeze target. Also, we need to have a proper control on the raw material which we are issuing. And if the target is 3%, you should next go for 2.5, then 2, and eventually 1%. Any other question, please? Mr. Ganesh, hope you have got the answer. If you have any query, please ask. Himanshu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think we can, no more questions are left for the query.
Okay.
So we'll be meeting in the next on 1st of April at the same time.
Okay.
Request to all the participants is that if you have any query, with respect to this first session, you may please write to us, or when we start for the second session, we will go for the first again queries, so that the second part is more easy to explain and learn from it.
Okay, sir.
I hope everything is fine with it.
Okay, sir. I guess, sir, we can wind up, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Arpit has asked that we will get a copy of this PPT. We will be getting back to you, Arpit, on a one-to-one basis also. Okay, we will resolve your query one-to-one itself.
Also, Mr. Senthil has also asked a question, sir.
He has asked that for all the participants, I am telling the same thing only, that if you want this PPT, we'll get back to you one-to-one basis, so that all your queries will be addressed by Himanshu.
Okay, sir. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on 1st of April. Thank you.
Thank you.